Ooh, there we go. Hello, everybody. Um, we've got a new guy, Flat Iron Fred. So I kind of think it's cute. Think it's creative to take Fe, the abbreviated name for the element iron, and include it in their things like Flat Iron, Iron Realm, shit like that. I think it's kind of clever. Shows creativity. So let me give a shout out to everybody. Hey, Westside. Hey, Real Cygnus. Citizen 9, Judy Bassett, and Moxie. Yep, right on time. A little early, as a matter of fact. About 30 seconds early. Um, what I'm printing right now, if you can see it. Yep. I'm printing a glove holder for rubber gloves, right? I use, I don't have any. Yeah, here's one. I use these black ones, and they come in a specific size box. So I'm printing a holder to hold it on the wall so I don't have to keep them on a shelf and they're easier to get to. Because I go through like one or two pair, maybe three pair when I print. Um, Resin is fucking messy. If you thought, if you thought fucking like Karo syrup was messy, the other thing I'm printing is this. It's the body, the torso, the head and neck, the tail sections, and the feet of the golden dragon. So this is going to be my most involved prints to date. And it's really funny. Up until now, I haven't printed anything but Ratfink. That's all I've printed on this thing. So, yeah, so this is a big change. So what I've got planned is doing this, and then, what's his name? Shit. Yeah, Optimus Prime, which, after painted will look like this. Very fucking cool. And it'll stand about 18 inches tall, maybe 2 foot. So it'll be big. There's 16 plates. What I mean by a plate is the printing plate, the plate that goes up and down. This thing, this plate, right? I can only do one plate at a time. So what I do is I organize all my models, all my parts and models onto a plate and then save that plate. Make sure everything fits. I like the layout. I like how everything's pointing. I don't have any air pockets or suction cups, they call it. Everything's hollow. And then I save that as a plate or as a project. And then when I'm ready to print it, I just open up the project, slice it, and I'm ready to go. And I can edit it at that point if I want, right? If I want to make it bigger, smaller, whatever. 16 plates is what Optimus Prime's going to take. 16 printing sessions on this thing, with none of them less than 2 or 3 hours. It's going to be awesome. I mean, the thing is, the sword is twice as tall as my printing plate or my printing volume. So my print volume is 350 millimeter or 250 millimeters or some shit. So half a meter. So a foot and a half sword, a foot and a half long sword. Yeah, he's gonna be cool. Yeah, it's a 1/16th model or what 1/18th? Is it 1/18th? Yeah, 1/18th size. So however big Optimus Prime is, convert that by 1/18. It's pretty big. The wheels are like the wheels that go on his ankles are like this big. So it's gonna be cool. It'll be a lot easier to paint than a dragon. What I'll do is I'll prime everything black with like black primer, and then when I brush on the blue and the red and the different colors of the body, it'll have that black trapped in the cracks, so it'll give it depth. It'll give it it'll make it pop. Um, yeah. So and it has like a rock base on a metallic base. So I want to like paint the bottom base a metal, and then the rock I'll do with different color browns. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is here. Ironing out the lies. That's hilarious. Yes, there are problems when using a equatorial telescope mount in the daytime. Yes, there are. Says the motorized equatorial mount needed to be aligned at night using the stars near the celestial pole, Polaris in the north. Not necessarily. Not if he's doing what he's doing with a camera with a wide angle lens or a standard lens. All he had to do is get it roughly aligned with his latitude, and there you go. He just had to make sure he had to check it occasionally to make sure that it's aligned this way right. And then he just made fine tuning adjustments. He had to go by trial and error. Yes, that's absolutely true. That's what every telescope owner has to do in the daytime, anywhere on the planet, if they want to capture the sun without setting up their telescope at night, the previous night. Every telescope owner has to do that. He used GPS to work out where the south was, right? Which implies that magnetic compasses didn't seem to be working. No, they work. They just don't work as well as GPS. And then he set the latitude, which he said was 79. No, he didn't say it was 79. It was 79.41. So he just roughly set it to 79 because that's as fine as the scale goes on his mount. Then he had to keep checking to see if the image in the camera viewfinder stayed central in the visual frame. Absolutely, yes, because that's what he's trying to capture is the sun. And he wasn't trying to capture a long exposure of the sun, which meant he didn't have to keep it exactly centered in the frame. He just had to make sure that it was visible. Hey, JD. Hey, Debatable D.
And apart from a slight oversight on my part that I'd left the EQ mount speed set to track the stars rather than the sun, so it wasn't tracking properly to begin with. But once that was rectified, I was happy that getting an alignment in Antarctica would...
Right, and he explained it. He did a test run, Forgot to change the settings and fixed it. What's the issue? I need to check the filament. I'm running on the last this much of a roll, so I have to make sure it's not going to run out.
Would be manageable with enough trial and error. And sure enough, it took about an hour of fine-tuning, but I eventually got to a point where left to right was holding perfectly. There was still a slight vertical drift though, but I didn't want to push my luck too much and risk making things worse. So I decided I'd just leave it as it was and I'd keep an eye on it. Hence,
right, he had to stay awake for over 40 hours to keep adjusting the camera. What's your point? I mean, what he just pointing out facts and expecting that to be some sort of what? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't.
Couldn't get any sleep.
Yeah, we can. Well, we can't. Shit, we can't turn the volume down because that'll turn everything down.
Now, whilst I was going through the EQ mount alignment, I was taking occasional photos. Once I was happy that the alignment was pretty much spot on, I then set the camera into intervalometer shooting, where it would take one photo every 60 seconds.
The original intervalometer was a guy named Fred. It used to be, we didn't have computers and automatic exposure takers. It was your assistant, your astronomy assistant, the student that's working with you. that was your intervalometer. I'm sure the intervalometer has been around for a while though. I mean, it used to be the tracking on an EQ mount when you're doing like long-term photography. That was Fred. That was a guy like turning it at a specific rate, making sure it stayed on track. Hey, Gardens Raver. He did ask others to take sun photographs and email them to him. Okay. Yeah, spot on tracking left and right. That's what he said was spot on, tracking left and right, not up and down. Remember, he didn't want to push his luck with the up and down part, but he got it spot on left and right. These fucking dishonest pieces of shit.
We were all in Santiago Airport waiting to fly back home. MC Toon kindly took some time to put together a little program script for me that automatically centered and cropped all of the photos to give the time lapse that you see here. And he was also able...
Right, because they weren't perfectly aligned in the center of the frame. He just wanted to make sure he could see the sun.
To get it to display the time and date information from each of the file's EXIF data and display...
Hey, TXAG.
...on the screen so that you can see the GMT time that the images were taken. However, Toon...
Yeah, with aligning the sun during the daytime? Fuck yeah. When he didn't have anything else to do it with, like
you want
this,
to align interfere with the alignment of...
Now there's a thing you can get. You can 3D print it. It attaches to your telescope, and it holds a phone, which tells you where everything should be. It basically turns your EQ mount into an Alt-Az mount, and it aligns it that way because it knows where everything is, right? It uses, I guess, the compass and however it works. It aligns your telescope during the daytime, and I guess pretty close.
of this process. So take off your...
And I mean, there's rules of thumb with tracking a telescope during the daytime, like doing solar stuff, is if the sun drops, you're supposed to make a certain adjustment, a certain amount. You keep track of how much it drops, and it's like there's things you could do.
Your watch and make sure it's not interfering and move it away from your phone. Okay, so just like the Polemaster and other alignment devices, we've got a cross with circles. So we simply need to adjust our azimuth alignment screws and get us closer to getting it in the middle.
So it knows where Polaris is, yeah.
Okay, so really simply, I've almost got it almost bang on amazingly first time. As you can see, it is currently daytime and a bit cloudy. That's typical UK, but down here we can have a look and we are polar aligned, and I've only just set this up. So you can polar align during the day, but we're going to test to see just how good this actually is later to photograph M45, which should be appearing up here later tonight. So I'm going to take the adapter off and get the imaging train on, and we can get set up for tonight, hopefully not moving the alignment too much. So let's get ready for tonight and see how this performs.
Yeah, it's a tray that slots in to where your telescope slots into. Hey, Sir Little Wolf. I was not late at all. I was, as a matter of fact, about a half a minute early. Hey, Great Shamalama Ding Dong. Hey, Martin.
So this is the camera I'm going to be using tonight. It's going to be a ZWO 533 MC Pro, and this is going to be hooked up to a
That's a nice camera.
Canon lens setup, which I'll show you now and get this pieced together. Here is the lens I'm going to be using. Ironically, it's a macro lens, but we're going to use it to photograph something super far away. But this lens is really nice, it's really sharp, and it's something I have available, and I do really like this lens. So we're going to get this mounted up to the camera with EF to M48 adapter, and it simply screws into the camera like so. And inside of here, this is a ZWO filter drawer, and we have an astronomic L2 UV IR filter, which is essential for one of these cameras in order to reduce halos and to get nice sharp stars. I just want to say a big thanks to Skylabs for
Anyway.
They offer an amazing way to learn the night sky. You have to star hop and learn the basics of astrophotography. They can be a really good way to get into the hobby. My humble roots using a Canon lens with an Astro camera is something that I really...
I just wanted to see if it worked.
So I'm set up and ready for tonight. I've just started capturing and the sky's looking really nice tonight. So we're going to capture as much data as we can before the clouds roll in. You have to manually frame with this setup, but it lets you have a look at the night sky and learn your way around it. It is beautiful night, and the sky here is just incredible. Just have a look at my skies. There's so many stars visible under a dark sky. So unfortunately the clouds have rolled in, so it stopped my imaging session tonight. I've managed to capture, I think, about an hour's worth of data, so I'm really happy about that. My labs. So I managed to get 60 minutes of data on the first night. It's now a few days later and we've got some clear sky. So let's get the camera on. And
I want to see how well he did. There we go. Damn. That's with polar aligning during the daytime using your phone. That's how good that is. Hey, you're Victoria. Hey, Wrath. So, wow. So, take your fucking excuses for a fucking conspiracy and shove them up your ass, man.
Didn't actually give me the program, so I didn't render the time lapse straight onto my computer. He had it on his computer, so I just copied all of the image files off of the memory card onto an external hard drive, and then I gave him.
And I've tagged Fred in the title, so
The drive that he attached to his computer to make the time lapse, and then gave it back to me.
okay, processed it. It was onto his computer. Copied the image from the data card. Okay, plug the hard drive into his computer. Uses magic program to edit. It's not a magic program. It's fucking probably Java or something. I don't know. To edit and process 1,410 individual photos. Yeah, it processed 1,410 individual photos. Just aligned them dead center. That's all it did, dude. It didn't do anything magic. I mean, how long does it take you to do a search on the internet for something? How many fucking results do you get? Google used to tell you. I don't think they tell you anymore. But it told you how many you got, how many results came up, and how long it took. Think it took think it takes any time at all? No. And see, this is a program that's pulling in for information from all over the place. So what's the problem with processing 1,410 individual photos and aligning them? See, they're so looking for something wrong, right? It can't be real, although it doesn't matter, but it can't be real, but it doesn't matter, but it can't be, it doesn't prove anything, but it doesn't matter, but it can't be real. Yeah. I love when they say that. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't prove anything. Oh, yeah, it does, and you know it does, or else you wouldn't have done a live stream about it for the past 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever, for 3 hours a fucking day. Of course it matters, and you know it. Hey, Catzoid. Let's see. Take one factor at a time. He forgot to change the setting from star tracking to sun tracking. Okay. But he's an experienced photographer. Yes, he's an experienced photographer. He's not an astronomer. He's not an experienced astronomer, probably. And he normally doesn't track the sun. He normally tracks the stars, so it's an easy mistake to make. You know how many professional photographers forget to set like the ASA correctly on their camera and completely fuck up a roll of film? You know how many people do that? A lot. That's an easy thing. Hey, Lisa D. He can't decide if the camera elevation was off slightly or spot on. No, the elevation was off slightly, but left or right, it was spot on. Try and think, man. Listen better. And he posted in the comments something about where was it? Yes, you need to study the details put forth in the video regarding times and dates and blah, 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 blah. But you don't listen to detail, do you, Fred? You didn't listen to the details. Or did you not want to hear it? It was only when he read the comments in the video channel that he realized that he forgot to upload all the photographs. He blamed the lack of sleep. Oh, okay. Does it sound like a lie? Okay, fuck off. His email spam filter did a lot of he had a lot of photographs submitted by others. This means that he either forgot to change the filter or he's lying. Okay. What's your point? You ever forget to change something? Are you lying? Hey, Keystone. Hey, Petey. A lot of people are pouring in. What type of program did MC Tune put together and which computer programming language? I don't know. You'd have to ask MC Tune. Java, maybe? JavaScript, C++? I don't know. I have no idea. But MC Tune would know. The program would have to adjust all the images so the sun was centered in the frame. Not hard to do. Not hard to do. Automatically crop the images to remove excess black background. No. Why? What black background? Oh, you mean... No, it just moves it over and then just colors it black. Just fills that in. Or it just crops in to exclude that. That's very easy to do. Automatically crop, extract EXIF data and place it into each individual image. No, the EXIF data goes with each individual image. It stays with the image. You don't have to extract it and put it with it. Sounds complicated and also time-consuming to write. Not for an experienced program or software writer. What's your point, dude? Seriously. Just because you can't do shit doesn't mean other people can't do shit. Okay? Just because you're a fucking worthless piece of fucking crap doesn't mean everybody else is.
But the last shots of
Is it Python? That sounds more like it.
the time lapse were recorded at just after.
I mean, if I knew Python, I could write a script to basically create an object in Blender. I could do that in just a few minutes, and it'll create a very intricate object in Blender. What's your point?
The 6 p.m. This is where I realised about the missing photos. The original file of the last shot in the time lapse is file named DSC09999. And on Sony cameras that I use, once you reach the file number 9999, it reverts back to 0001, but it starts it in a new folder on the memory card as a protection, because if the first folder already has a photo 0001, then the camera would overwrite it. So when I'd sent the photos to Toon, I just copied the first folder from the memory card and forgot about the second. When I checked the second folder on the memory card, sure enough, there were another 225 photos on there. Now, I remember whilst I was live streaming, I went to check the camera and immediately realized it was no longer pointing at the sun.
I can't see. Never mind, why?
I think the tracker battery might have died, but thankfully I think we pretty much hit 24
Yeah,
hours.
you hit 20.
And when I checked the time-lapse back afterwards, I noticed that the mount had begun turning in the other direction. Incidentally, this is actually a safety feature which was mentioned in the user manual. It's done to avoid the cables from wrapping around the mount.
Wait, what did he add to it? He added this in the answers in the user manual. He's used the device before, so why didn't he know this? Because when you track the stars in normal astronomy, you don't go all the fucking way around, dipshit. You just go from here to there. fucking moron. Key point, the tracking motor turns even if it's not tracking anything. No, if it goes back the other way, it'll turn back the other way, but you can turn it off. It doesn't go all the time. It has an on and off switch, asshole.
In the user manual, it's done to avoid the cables from wrapping around the mount. But what I noticed with these extra photos is that the sun drops almost completely out of.
I'm guessing that's a soft stop done in the software.
Frame up to photo 001.
Hey, Stanley Tools.
33, which was taken at 8:30 p.m. local time. Then the sun recenters before drifting back down the frame again, and then in the final few photos it tracks very quickly left across the frame, with the last glimpse of it being seen in photo 00193 that was taken just before 9:30 p.m. local time. This sudden left shift must have been caused where the mount reversed direction.
He would have been better off using a alt-azimuth mount, or just something that had like digital tracking. That would have been a better thing to use. Wouldn't have been hard to come up with. It would just, you'd have an object recognition app running on a phone, have that connected to Bluetooth to two motors that keep it centered.
But it confused me because I didn't recall the sun almost dropping out of frame earlier on and then me recentering it. So I went back through Will's 360 real-time video, and I noticed that after our last break away from the main camp for dinner, when we got back...
Wait, what the fuck was that? Hold on.
After our last break away from the...
What the shit? What's this? That was cool as hell.
360 real-time video.
Was it like dropping cones off or dropping things off? Just, what the hell?
And I noticed that...
See, look, it's like, it's going and these things are just...
After our last break away from the main camp for dinner, when we got back...
What the hell was that?
Myself and Will went over to check the cameras, and we realized immediately the sun was almost out of shot.
Unless that was a glitch like you're getting here.
So I recentered the camera, and then I started to get prepared for my upcoming live stream. So here, in fact, is the complete time-lapse. The shots at halfway point show the sun visible for almost 24.5 hours across a total of 1,410 photos. Add to that the 3 shots that I took previously at the main camp, and that is some 28 hours between the first and last solar photos that I took in Antarctica.
Degenerates into complete insanity? Is that what it said? Wait, what's this? Photos were taken on 3 different days, but this data is not showing this fact. It's a lie. Oh, it's a lie.
Was between the first and last solar photos that I took in Antarctica.
Wait, what? What was that? Hold on, go back. Didn't take place over 2 days? Photos were taken on 3 different days. No. Photos were taken on 2 different days, and then he had the time lapse. But it shows... Hold on a second.
Camera, and then I started to get prepared for my upcoming live stream. So here, in fact, is the complete time-lapse. The shots at halfway point show the sun visible for...
So it's 15.
For almost 20...
Right, his time-lapse was... was 25 hours. And it starts on, what, 1:30, something like that?
4.5 hours across a total of 1,410 photos. Add to that the 3 shots that I took previously at the main camp, and that is some 28 hours between the first and last solar photos that I took in Antarctica.
And then it clicks over to 16 up here.
Between the first and last solar photos that I took in Antarctica.
It clicked over to 16. So what's the problem? It's 12/16/2024. So, okay. So, he forgot about the second folder, yeah, because he isn't used to using that format of camera. He explained that. He only gave Tunes the images on the first folder. Okay. No, he gave him the card. It had a second folder on the card, I believe. This means that the time-lapse allegedly made by Tune cannot have used all the sunspots. Yeah, it could have. What are you talking about? See, you're the only person that's confused, asshole. You're confused, Fred, because you don't listen well. You don't have the cognitive skills. You don't have the cognitive ability to be able to process information that you read or see or hear. He never states that he gave Tune the other 225 photo. Okay. So he didn't state it, whatever. This means that because the time-lapse doesn't have all the photos, yes, he took a time-lapse, man. Yes, this is a time-lapse. Just because you want it to be a lie doesn't mean it's a lie. I mean, these people really are fucking sad. They're just pathetic nobodies who want to blow something wide open and be somebody. They're just dumb as dog shit, and they're jealous of people who are smart. So they've got to catch them at a lie or catch them not knowing something. It's fucking hilarious. And they've been fucking indoctrinated into this flat earth cult bullshit. So everything has to be a conspiracy. It's like they've been indoctrinated to think that they're smarter than everybody. And they're not. They just aren't. My camera's got 2 slots in it. The people at Nikon, that was the first camera that I knew that had 2 slots. Or there might have been others, but one reason why photographers like 2 slots is if they are photojournalists. They can you can direct what you want to go to what card. So you can have like just random shots or whatever in JPEG going on one card, and like the stuff you want to save going to the other card. And then like you get stopped at the border and they say SD card, you just give them the bullshit one. And you get to walk through. They don't grab your camera, but you just give them your card, and not every camera has 2 slots. So anyway. Right, that's last date modified. That's when they were downloaded it onto this computer, onto this drive. That's so they would all say the same date. They were all downloaded on the same date. Right. He didn't shoot for 24. It was 25. It was longer than 24 hours. If you would have listened to the fucking video. So there would be more than 1,215. There would be closer to 1,411. The plan was to have 24-hour time lapse of the sun to capture the orientation of the sunspots. Right. And to show that the sun is visible 24 hours in the sky. Each photo is 24.4 megabytes in size. Blah, 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 whatever. No, it wasn't a mishmash. Sorry, buddy. It's not a time lapse. Yes, it is. It's a time lapse. I know you really, really don't want it to be so, but it's so, okay? The flat Earth is dead. The 24-hour sun in Antarctica finally fucking put it to rest. Killed it. Just the dumbest people on the planet are the only ones keeping it alive. Don't be a dumb person. He was chosen to go because he's a flat Earth debunker, and he had the money to go, so he went.
So, here in fact is the...
Anyway, then there's a second part to it. Oh, wait, where is it? Part 2. During the Flatzoid Perspective video titled Jonathan Moran from TFE Talks, Dave McKeegan entered the live chat in order to answer some of the questions raised in the video by Flatiron Fred titled Dave, Dazed and Confused McKeegan.
He seems to forget that EQ mounts are meant to be aligned to the stars, and I couldn't see the bloody stars to align it.
So just a remix of the first video? Is that what we're seeing here?
Because the mount wasn't perfectly aligned, the elevation wasn't perfectly aligned. The left to right was perfectly aligned, or near enough, which is why it stays pretty central, but the elevation was slightly off.
So it's just a remix. By the way, I have this is tall enough to be able to do a time lapse. See, with this, you can see the time. You can see it like from beginning to end. With this, you don't get to see it from the beginning. It has to be high enough that you can see under the build plate. So it doesn't even start the time lapse till it gets high enough. So it might be starting it now. It has to go 550 centimeters, I think. Let me see how high it is. So we're at 27.15. We're at 740. That's 37 millimeters. So I think 30 millimeters is the shortest. Yeah, I think 30 millimeters is the it starts the time lapse at like 30 millimeters. So we should get a pretty good video. I think it'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I like the dipping vat. I really like that. It pulls the model away from the PFA easier because instead of pulling it straight off, it pulls it off at an angle. And I put a hole in it once. I don't know what I did. There had to have been something underneath the build plate or underneath it was on the screen that poked a hole or something because I didn't use anything that could possibly poke a hole in that fucking film. Yeah, on that vat at all. I mean, deliberately did not do anything that could possibly injure that film. So, but the screen cleaned off okay, and just changed the film, and it's working fine now. I made the mistake of mixing two types of resin, or resin from two different companies together, and that didn't work out at all. There was something wrong with it. It just wouldn't print right. So I had to throw that bottle of it away. Um, but yeah, I believe I've got enough resin to do this whole dragon. I got a half a bottle left. So, oh, did it? Oh, fuck. Yeah, that'll fuck up FEP. But I didn't have anything fail. It just, I don't know. It's weird. Um, I did have, I don't know what happened, but I did have the whole like raft peel off just recently after I changed the film. And it didn't do anything. I mean, it didn't hurt anything. Make a gargoyle. Hey, Martin. Oh, you've been here for a while, I think. Um, yeah, I've got a few models. Let's see, find them. 3 print, resin. I've got Master Chief. I've also got Qing Long. The Azure Dragon is the title of it. I thought I had a picture of it. Huh, I don't. Jesus. How do you spell it? The Azure Dragon. Let me. Uh, Does it have a full thing? Hmm. Okay. Arm supported. Okay, yeah, it's like a Chinese dragon. Like a real long, snaky dragon. That might be kind of cool. Anyway, is this might be it. This might look like this, which would be fucking cool. Where's the base? I mean, look at this thing. What head? Cool. Didn't run out of filament. Can I split to objects? Get rid of the fucking supports. Uh, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's I think that's the model that I have the files for. I think that's gonna have to be the next one. Hey, Duggo boy. I think that's gonna have to be the next one I print. I mean, that's fucking sharp and highly detailed. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, that's just, hell yeah. Anyway, paint it. Oh, this is kind of cool. I like that. Like standing on a pagoda or a building. Anyway, that's all I got. I thought dipshit would have something more substantial to offer, but it's just a remix of oh, it might be different. If the sun was rising in the west and setting in the east, oh my God. Wait, what? Sun's path assuming it rises west and sets. It doesn't do that, though. The sun doesn't rise in the west and set in the east. The fuck are you talking about? The sun's direction of travel is in a curved path. Yes, perpendicular to the polar rotational axis of the Earth. The sun follows curved paths from west to east. What's no, it doesn't. It fucking doesn't. The fuck are you talking about? I didn't see the bottom. If the sun was rising in the west, setting in the east, it doesn't. It would follow a curved path so you could use equatorial setup on the track. What the fuck are you talking about? You make no sense. I mean, what do you mean use an equatorial setup on the tracker? The tracker is an equatorial setup. It's an equatorial tracker, dipshit. Man, this guy's not smart at all. Simplified diagram of the sun's path relation to the camera and horizon. See, this is reality. Sun's direction of travel is roughly a horizontal plane. Yes. The sun circles round in horizontal. No, it doesn't circle. We spin. The sun stays stationary. We turn. Right, the sky, every 24 hours, it will rise and fall slightly during, yes, that's exactly what it did. It's exactly what it did, because the Earth is a spinning sphere. That couldn't happen on a flat Earth. No, you don't need to know the compass direction or the elevation angle. No, you just have to set your equatorial telescope up or set the tracker up at the right angle this way. You don't need to know elevation angle of anything. You just need to know your latitude. And you don't need to know compass direction because you're spinning around in a circle. Your compass direction will change constantly. Now you have to know south. Yeah, I see what he's saying. You have to know south. And that's easy because all the people that work there or who have ever worked there know exactly what direction south is. See, you have to be pointing in the right direction first, because it doesn't matter where you set it this way. If you're not pointing in the right direction, it's going to be off, way off. So this guy's never touched a telescope, never seen one up close, has no idea how they work, but he's a fucking expert. Wait, what was the what? Okay, they have a motor turned 360 degrees. Yes. How to set up for horizontal rotation time lapse. Okay. Right, this is a horizontal time lapse. This is with your mount up perpendicular, 90 degrees. It didn't set at an angle. It's 90 degrees. And you're just going left to right. You're not tracking the sun or stars or anything. Erect tripod, and use bubble level to make sure it's horizontal. Yeah. Attach a motorized mount. No, you make sure the motorized mount's facing the right direction. Make sure the angle of it is the right angle. Right. He could do this if he was doing just a time lapse of the 24-hour sun, but he was doing a time lapse of the sunspots, which meant he had to be zoomed in a lot more. So just using a horizontal tracker or just a camera mover won't work. You have to be polar aligned for what Dave was doing to work right. I mean, that you could do this, yeah. And I'm sure he has a time lapse like that. But for the time lapse that you're criticizing, it was all about getting the sunspots. So you had to be zoomed in a lot more, which meant you had to be more precise. And with a horizontal tracker, that's going to drift way out of frame. Is it an alt azimuth?
But this reversal of direction happened after more than 24 hours worth of shots of the sun. So
cool. Here's the hanger. It goes on the wall like that. And the box sits in here. I want to see if the box fits. No, it doesn't. Why the fuck doesn't it? Motherfucker. Doesn't fit. Oh well. That's fucked up. Anyway.
we have solar photos spanning more than a 24-hour period. In Santiago Airport waiting to fly back home, MC Toon kindly took some time to put together a little program script for me that automatically centered and cropped all of the photos to give the time lapse that you see here. And he was also able to get it to display the time and date information from each of the file's EXIF data and display it on the screen so that you can see the GMT time that the images were taken. Well, almost. Looking at the camera now, it seems that it's set to about 10 minutes behind GMT, but it's near enough. The sun would have been bouncing up and down on the screen like a game of Pong.
Right. Yeah, but see how it's moving up and down? When you're zoomed in more, those changes are a lot more drastic. I mean, what the fuck? This guy's just an idiot. He has absolutely no concept about how this shit works. But it's got to be a lie, right? Just got to be. It can't be the truth, could it? Can it? Just another dumb motherfucker losing his goddamn mind over people seeing the sun. It's amazing. Oh, put some arrows in it. That'll make it more dramatic. Arrows and red underlines and yeah, get all that shit in there. Fucking assholes. He just doesn't understand shit. He can't process information.
There you go, NASA's Voyager probe finds puzzling new things in the solar system from December 13th, 2024. So, there we go. December 13th, 2024. So, there we go. Going to chat about things, and we've still got this is like so into the second day. We've still got another 2 and a bit days of it left anyway. So yeah, everyone's getting this is like so into the second day. We've still got another this is day.
Oh, there you go. So take something, just take a clip and then slow it down and make them sound crazy. This is so fucking juvenile.
And with that is actually the last super chat.
Hey!
It's a miracle.
We finally got there in the end. Now, would everyone like to say bye to everybody?
Bye to everybody!
Yes, thank
We
you.
are done recording. We are good.
We are good
We're
to
shutting
go.
off the studio. We're going home.
We are. I will give everyone
We're shutting them off. We'll turn off that green screen.
one last look in Antarctica. At least for now.
We're shutting off the studio. We're going home. We're shutting off the studio. We're going home. We're shutting them off. We'll turn off that green screen. We're shutting them off. We'll turn off that green screen.
One.
Yeah, they're trolling you, dumb motherfuckers. That's what they're doing. They're trolling you, dumb motherfucking pieces of shit.
Last look in Antarctica. At least for now.
Why did you choose equatorial setting for your star tracker? No, it wasn't following a direct 360-degree horizontal path. It varied by a few degrees. So its path would make it go up and down. That's why. If you would have paid a fucking attention, you'd know this. Why did you first say you didn't know why the camera reversed direction? Later said might be to a. No, he didn't say a cable being too tight. He said it was a safety feature of the mount to prevent the cables from wrapping around. See, if you would have listened to what was fucking said to you, you wouldn't be asking this stupid fucking question. Yeah, because it wasn't where it was supposed to be. It must have died when he first saw it. And then he realized what happened, and then he realized, oh, the battery didn't die. Huh. Why did you upload, process, and resize JPEGs instead of exact copies of original RAW file? Because when he made the video, he wanted the edited ones. But you're welcome to look at the original fucking photos, dipshit, like you've just shown, right? What did you show? You showed a whole bunch of unedited raw photographs, didn't you? Like, Here, where are we at? 1046. Like these? You dumb fuck. These are the raw photographs, dumb motherfucker. God damn it, dude. Are you serious? I mean, he didn't pay any attention to the video. He just clipped shit out that other people have been talking about and made a fucking video, and he didn't pay any attention. Or else he wouldn't be asking these questions, because he explained why. And yeah, he did, or else how would you have gotten them? He explained everything, man. You showed him explaining everything. Why are you asking the questions? Why do the sunspots change position during the time lapse? If you took all the photographs using a fixed and steady tripod. Because sunspots move. Because of bandwidth, dipshit. You know what bandwidth is? You know that audio has a lower a narrower bandwidth or a bigger bandwidth than video. See, video takes up more bandwidth than audio does. So audio will keep coming through when video freezes. It happens on YouTube sometimes. So what's your fucking point? How can you lose track of what day it is after just 2 days when the sun hasn't gone down at all? And he's stayed awake the whole time. Yeah, it's pretty easy to lose track of days, idiot. How did MC2 access and process your raw files, reformat, resize, be with a fucking Python script, asshole? I mean, all these, like I said, all these questions are answered. All of them. Flat Earth conspiracy beliefs the Earth's spherical shape was discovered in ancient Greece, have been repeatedly confirmed over the centuries since. Exactly. Modern flat earthers have used social media sites such as YouTube to spread pseudoscientific conspiracy theories claiming the shape of the Earth is a flat disk. Yes, it's exactly what you've done. You lie to people. Flat earthers are liars. Oh my God. Yeah. This is what happens. No, see, this is what we see. This is what we see of the sun. This is the light that hits the earth. Just this little section of it right here. Now you take lines and you draw them out from here to here, and then a line from here to here. You're not going to see them diverge by much. The rays from the sun are not perfectly parallel, but they are parallel enough or they don't diverge enough to be considered not parallel. It's like 0.00000001 is 0, basically. 0.999999 is 1. See, we don't live here. We're way the fuck out. We're way off screen. right, I think we're done. This is just gonna be fucking memes and bullshit. So just another fucking dipshit motherfucker is what this guy is. Hey, George Haynes. And but I guess he's like a leading authority on flat Earth because everybody like cites this video and shit. So everybody's been raving about it, like Flatzoid and everybody else. It's pretty pathetic. So anyway, remember, it doesn't mean anything. That's why they're losing their shit over people seeing the sun. So anyway, thanks for watching. That bacon looks good. Holy shit. I wish I had some bacon. I might have to go out. Hit the fucking Safeway. So thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bacon and eggs. No, I'm not rich, dude. How much are eggs? I'm just checking. Let me check Food Runner. Food Runner does Safeway or DoorDash. Here, why don't I just go to Safeway? Fuck, I got a Safeway app. How much are eggs? They were $2.85 for just a dozen of standard run-of-the-mill tortured chicken eggs. Eggs. 12 count. $10. Oh, those are cage free. Holy crap. That's all they have listed is cage free. 18 count is $14. $9.49 for 12 eggs. Oh shit. And I really like my fucking Dutch babies too, man. Those things take 3 eggs. I'm really fucking missing having a Dutch baby. The best pancake you'll ever eat. Wonder if I could do that with. Do you have to have egg, do you have to add egg to Bisquick to make pancake batter? Does anybody know? I don't have any Bisquick. There's got to be something. Nope, I hadn't brought him down yet, and it wasn't. That wasn't his. That wasn't what he was gonna do. He says now. Oh, I don't know. I can't do anything about high prices. Fucking light his ass off. And yeah. Six something a dozen. I mean, that's just wow. Just need 3 of them. I guess I could buy 3. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you later. And as always,